Today, the moon goes into Sagittarius, shifting gears from where it has been in Scorpio over the weekend to that bigger picture of looking at our beliefs, our philosophies, what matters to us, what we care about in a fire sign. Sagittarius is a fire sign. And as the moon goes into Sagittarius at 8:36 a.m. Pacific time, we have that trine from the moon to Neptune, Saturn, and Venus all in early Aries as the moon moves through the early degrees of Sagittarius. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, March 9th. So we come out of that deeper, watery, feeling oriented energy territory of Scorpio, where things are moving below the surface and we might feel moody. We might feel things we can't really put into words. We might need some time and space to process. But once the moon goes into Sagittarius, we have a little bit more of that perspective where we can make sense of what we've been feeling. We can start to articulate it or see what it means, the meaning of things that have been unfolding, the way that it impacts how we see the world, our perspective. So, with the moon going into the fire sign Sagittarius in a trine to Neptune, Saturn, and Venus all in Aries, we really do shift gear into this fiery energy that we feel that impetus to move, to speak up, to take action, to act on our values. Venus and Aries, thinking about these deeper levels of Saturn and how we're taking that bigger Neptunian dream vision, the bigger picture of connection and what we believe, but really how that belief comes from a bigger story of what we want, what we feel connected to in a spiritual sense. So the Sagittarius moon says this is an opportunity to look at your beliefs, to question what you have thought or how you have processed information in the past, especially with Mercury retrograde in Pisces. We are processing information inwardly with that Mercury retrograde. And in Pisces, we're processing our understanding of what is happening at the bigger picture level. And so it's all happening at the same time. So the retrograde of Mercury is our thinking. And the thinking is going through a review, reconsidering, reevaluating, like, what did I think? Why did I think that? Do I still think that? What do I think now based on new information that is needing to be processed? So that's all happening with Mercury retrograde. And we have other planets in Pisces at the same time. So we still have Sun, Mercury, and Mars all in Pisces, that North Node in Pisces. And so that sense of what do we feel on that vibe level, right? That bigger picture of what's important in the bigger picture, what we care about, what matters to us, what our hearts want, compassion, empathy, a bigger, ability to feel the suffering of the world for sure, but also to see ourselves as interconnected and able to, make a difference in that spiritual sense, because our intentions, our ways of showing up, our ways of being in the world ripple out in intangible ways. So it's that energy of compassion, of kindness, of being heart centered, and how to embody that in your life and how that makes a difference in ways that may not be strictly measurable, but are totally worth doing, right? Smiling at your neighbor or that stranger, right? That smile could, have an impact that you don't hear about, right? Or it could not be something that really, it goes out there, and all you can do is put your positive energy out into the world, and we have to assume that that positive energy has a positive impact. So that's the Pisces. But this fire energy also says, how are you making sense of what is happening in the world? And where do you need to come into your own beliefs, speak up about what's important to you, adjust your beliefs potentially, right? Beliefs, um, beliefs require maintenance. And I was just talking to a friend about this the other day, like how we can have beliefs and belief systems, but unless we question them on a regular basis, and or at least go, okay, here's what I believe. Why do I believe that? Where is that coming from? Do I still believe that? Right? It's maintenance. It's just looking at our beliefs to see, are there any adjustments needed? Do I want to reaffirm my beliefs, right? Because maybe nothing has changed, but it certainly is worth looking at the same way, maintenance wise. We might go in for lab tests once a year, or we might have something done to our car on a regular basis because it keeps it running better, right? And we want our bodies we want to know if something's going wrong. So it's worth checking in with your beliefs to see, does this still work for me? Is there anything I want to adjust? Is there anything that needs updating based on new information I'm processing? So, those are some of the themes with this Sagittarius moon, because Sagittarius is the philosopher. It is, it's the part of us that, goes up on the mountaintop and thinks about the world and comes up with an understanding, a theory, a philosophy, something that a truth, right? We come into that place of truth with the Sagittarius energy. So how we understand things, how we view the truth, how we define the truth, how we shape our beliefs. And in a trine with 3 planets in Aries that are saying, go for it, don't stop and think, there's a little reminder here to say, take that extra moment to stop and think before you run out into the street, right? Maybe look both ways first. And then run, right? Then go do the thing that you're feeling that inspiration to do. But take that pause, check in with your beliefs, check in to see if you need to make any changes to your beliefs, your understanding, your definitions about how you view the world, the lens that you interpret things through, how that is shared with others, because we can, belief systems happen in groups, and so we might collectively be questioning beliefs. What does that look like? So those are some themes that are up with the Sagittarius moon, which we will have for a couple of days here. So taking that step back, that pause to reconsider, especially with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, where we're already doing that reevaluation process, reevaluating our thinking. And then Sagittarius, of course, is ruled by Jupiter in Cancer. So themes of caring and our beliefs about caring, what caring looks like, kindness, some questions about, does it really matter if I'm being a kind person in the world and, all these other bad things are happening in the world? Well, yes, right? Yes, it does matter. It does matter in your own little sphere of influence, which is, holding that space for your positive belief, for your positive attitude, for your willingness to have positive things happen. So, some things to think about with the Sagittarius moon. Thank you for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and I am very soon going to be sharing with you some my book, Astrology Heals, the Orms Method of Transformational Astrology, and I'm reading it. So bit by bit, I'm going to read it in sections, and you can find these videos. You can be notified when they are available by signing up for a free account at transformationalastrology.com, where you can also find all of my recent Emergence guest speaker series interviews, which are fabulous. And so more to come there. So sign up for a free account at transformationalastrology.com. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Bye for now.